I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't
God.
that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, it's great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up from home. Whoa!
Blackwell with a career high 32 today. Blackwell has it. Far away jumper. Blackwell, 34. Last chance for Washington. Diallo, 3. Off the mark. Muldrew put it up. It counts, but it's not enough. It's a 1-point win for Wisconsin, and they are moving on for a date with Illinois.
And upon further review, that actually didn't count. 85-82, Wisconsin beats Washington. We've been talking all year about which Badgers team is going to show up. The one that just trounces Washington, the one that beats Michigan, the one that loses to USC and Oregon. Which one? And Ohio State. Yesterday, we got both in one game. Yay!
How lucky are we?
Yeah. Woo, that was close. That was a close one. But you know what, Josh? Doesn't matter. Actually, I feel like that one would have mattered.
Baby.
That one would have mattered.
Yeah, that one.
That
Get past that. That was especially that way too.
What's up, Wisconsin? Happy Friday. Woo-hoo. Made it. We made it. Inside Wisconsin Sports, Trevor Thomas, Josh Albrecht.
Hi.
You made it.
I made it.
Ish.
I'm here. I'm here.
What time did you go to bed last night there, buddy?
1:15, 1:30.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Totally worth it.
Yeah. I sense sarcasm. We'll get after all of the information that you can and or can't share at 7 o'clock in the morning mind dump. Josh was a part of the extra. Can you? What were you? What we thought we knew what you were doing yesterday, but then we didn't know. Can you just give it real quick for those that maybe missed it? What'd you do last night?
Yeah, so I was an extra in a upcoming NBC, I don't know, intro promotion.
Josh signed a bunch of paperwork and doesn't know what he can and can't say.
Well, because here's the thing. They told us we can't say anything. We'll get to all this, I'll tell you. But
or none of it,
I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, so you mean I can't, like, in less than 12 hours go and talk to the entire state of Wisconsin and tell them everything that's happening? Okay.
This ought to be good. Morning Mind Dump coming up at 7 o'clock, presented by our friends at Malott Meats. Before that, let's play catch up.
Packers.
Crickets from them yesterday, other than they just keep putting out some of these, oh, hey, here's the official announcement of who we signed and who we released and what we did for a trade. I feel bad for Tom Fanning in their PR department that sends that stuff out. Like, yeah, we know. You
know what I had a question about, speaking of signing things, because it's becoming like a trend, right? Like you got to do things for social media now. We've seen some players, not necessarily from the Packers, but just in general, that are traded to a new team, and then they have them sitting at like a desk as if they're signing something.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're traded, do you sign something?
Yeah, you have to, yes.
Okay.
Think of it like the employee handbook, if anything.
All right.
But a lot of times they come with restructured deals. Right?
It just was like, you're not signing a contract. You were traded. Oh, your contract still exists.
Michael Parsons.
Okay. Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's definitely a new contract involved with the new team. It just so happens that it's either for the same amount of money based on what you were supposed to be paid where you came from, or a reworked deal. We saw a picture of Sean Ryan yesterday in Green Bay signing his contract, his extension. So that was a new thing. And did you see the whiteboard that Sean Ryan signed in whatever office that is at Lambeau? When you sign an extension or your contract with the Packers, you sign this board. And I'm like, imagine what's on that board.
Yeah, right.
That has got some names on there. One name that will not be on there this season is Emmanuel Wilson. He signs a 1-year deal with the Seattle Seahawks. I believe in Chris Brooks we trust. A quick comparison of the contracts that Chris Brooks got from the Packers and Emmanuel Wilson got from the Seahawks. I was told there would be no math, but we're paying Chris Brooks more than Emmanuel Wilson is getting from the Seahawks. Chris Brooks has a 2-year, $4.85 million deal with the Packers. 4.85 divided by 2, 2.425.
There you go.
Off the top of my head. Hello, math major. Wilson got a 1-year deal worth $2.1 million. Moral of the story, Chris Brooks is making more, Josh. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't really think about it. I think about just who's on the field and going, all right, Emmanuel Wilson wasn't necessarily the answer either. Like it's not, you have Jacobs. You're focusing on Jacobs. This is the who's getting the guy when Jacobs needs a breather mentality. And so Emmanuel Wilson, Chris Brooks, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Tomato. Got it. Something did happen to the Packers yesterday in regard to the NFC North. Thought it was interesting that the Vikings signed Kyler Murray to a 1-year deal, but they don't have to pay him.
No.
Arizona's on the hook for $38+ million.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great year with J.J. McCarthy in that room. Brad Davison, Wisconsin Badgers. Remind us of the whole quarterback situation there in Minnesota.
My wife is a big Packers fan, and her and my daughter took a picture with Coach LaFleur. And while we were taking a picture, Coach Gard goes, "Hey, Coach LaFleur, just so you know, he's a Vikings fan. I know his the girls are smarter. They're Packer fans. He's a Vikings fan." He goes, "Really? You guys got a really bad quarterback problem."
Well, does this fix that quarterback problem?
No. No. If Kyler Murray was the type of quarterback that the Vikings needed, he would not have been cut with Arizona going, yeah, we'll eat that contract. We'll eat it. He was in that position for a reason. He's a decent hold me over, but I would be stunned if the Vikings still weren't looking at a quarterback in the draft.
You'd think so.
There's no way that Kyler Murray is their answer. And even if Kyler Murray balls out, the Vikings are way further away than the Packers are. They need a lot of help.
Mm-hmm.
So
they got Aaron Jones to resign.
Well, that they did. Restructure, resign. Yeah.
I think his contract was up. Was he a free agent? And then they brought him back?
Yeah, he might have been.
He's old. Good leader, though. Sure. All right, there's the Packers catch up. How about the Brewers?
Brewers.
Lost 1-0. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
3 hits, though. That matters a little.
Yeah.
That wasn't a great outing by the Brewers last night. 1-0 loss in spring training to Cleveland. They played a few more times this weekend. They got a game today at AmFam Fields of Phoenix. They play the Athletics today. And then tomorrow they play at home again against the Rockies. 3:10 start tomorrow, 3:10 start today. Let's be honest, we're all watching the World Baseball Classic anyway.
Are we?
I think so, but that's one of the questions that we have for you this morning. 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. Are you watching the World Baseball Classic? Do you care about the World Baseball Classic? We'll dive into that and more in the I Have Questions portion of the show. But if you got an answer now and can't join us at roughly 6:25, go ahead and give us a text, 414-677-1250. The World Baseball Classic, Team Canada versus Team USA, 7 o'clock tonight in Houston. It just doesn't hit the same, does it, as Canada versus the USA in hockey?
No, it's a little bit different. But why? I think that'll be one of the questions. Taking a little bit more of a deep dive into why the patriotism and that feeling doesn't carry over the same way that it does in the Olympics.
I think it's because Canada thinks hockey's their sport. They don't have, nobody's on their mountaintops up there going, hey, we got you in baseball too, hey. No, they know.
Sure. But even if the whole world views the United States as the king of baseball, wouldn't you think we would take more pride in wanting to show the rest of the world that they're right? Like in soccer, I feel like a lot of people don't care about the World Cup when the U.S. is there because they're like, it's soccer. Okay, you're better than us at soccer. It's soccer. Come on. But if baseball, if we're saying, hey, this is our national pastime, this is our game, and yet we're kind of like, yeah, World Baseball Classic. Nah, that's whatever.
I wonder if that's more you than it is other people. We'll find out.
I think there are a lot of people, including players, that feel that way.
On to the Badgers.
Badgers.
Wisconsin survived by the hair on their chinny chin, 85-82 against Washington in the Big Ten tournament yesterday. We said it at the top. Jonathan Blackwell had a career day, 34 points for him. That's a career high. The problem is those career highs and the runs that Wisconsin had also went away. Washington with 8:17 left. 8:17. The Badgers were up 75-59, seconds away from the second to last media timeout.
Mm-hmm.
And Washington goes on a run of 21-6. Hold it within one with 107 left. The Badgers hung on. The tale of two teams. It's been the entire season for Wisconsin basketball. And yesterday, Josh, they both showed up.
Yeah, and to your point, and like we said earlier to start the show, we talked a lot leading up to the start of the Big Ten tournament of, does this Big Ten tournament really matter? It's just going to move their seating, maybe 1 to 2 spots at most. And that's if they go and they win the whole damn thing. It's still not going to catapult them to a 4 seed or something. And so we were like, does it really? Losing that one and losing, if they would have lost that game in that fashion, that would have been bad, not just for their seeding, but for going into the tournament.
So what's your prediction for the next one today?
That score? What do you
win, loss, score? How do they do? I mean, does today's game matter?
I don't think today's game matters as much. No, not at all. And I think it's hard to say that they can't win because it's a game they shouldn't. And games they shouldn't win, they won a lot of in the regular season.
Why shouldn't they, though? That's what I'm curious about.
Well, because based on record seeding and everything else, they're not as good a team.
But they beat them once.
Sure. I mean, do you think they're a better team than Michigan? They beat them once.
In moments, they sure are. But for some reason, they can't quite put those moments together.
I mean, Michigan's a better team.
Wisconsin, Illinois, 1:30, the United Center, Chicago, Big Ten Network. Illinois is the 4 seed. Wisconsin's the 5 seed. It's the quarterfinals. I think we just need to rest. So I'm not going to be upset if we lose this one. I mean, okay, take that back. I'll be upset, but I won't be upset. This doesn't matter to everything that we just said. Nolan Winter didn't play, still hurt. It's not that we can't be competitive and beat Illinois. I think we could win the Big Ten tournament. But there's a lot of pros and cons to that. There's a lot of people that would say, we need to rest. We're playing decent. Let's rest. Let's get into the tournament and go from there. But then there's also those that go, whoa, Wisconsin's on a heater. Then there's a third thing I think that nobody's talking about. What if you lose a really tight game in the Big Ten tournament? Does that take the wind out of your sails?
Mm-hmm. That's the question. Also, keep in mind that even if they beat Illinois, then more than likely they're going to have Michigan in the next game. So is it like, to your point, beating Illinois, but then if you get stomped by Michigan, did that really make anything better? I don't know. I really don't know.
Are the Bucks any better?
No.
Bucks.
Literally no. A loss again last night to the Miami Heat.
Did you see what the social media account for the Bucks put out?
Sure didn't.
The final, because all social media accounts for their teams, they'll say final and then the score
when they lose.
When they lose.
Back at it tomorrow.
And they didn't do that. They just said, Bam didn't score 83 tonight. And I was like,
it's the little things.
That's where we are. Oh boy.
Yeah. All right. Rough indeed. They are not well. And so the conversation continues of what does that mean? They play Saturday at Atlanta. Then they're back home Sunday against Indiana. They lost last night, 112-105 at Miami. Josh, play taps. The season's over.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's been over.
Well, nah, come on. There's plenty of audio that we could go grab of you saying, I wonder what they're doing. Are they trying to get in the playoffs? Are they going to be in the play-in game? So we haven't been on that page for a minute.
It's been over. The problem is that they didn't commit one way or another. It wasn't, even if they got to the play-in tournament, they weren't making a run. Nothing was happening there. It was just, is that the goal? To get into the play-in tournament? Or is it, or the play-in game? Or is it to just tank and try to get that pick? They couldn't decide, and as it sits right now, they're going to be like right in the middle. They're not going to have great odds either way. Perfect.
414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. Chiming in here on a few things, Badgers/baseball related. Jeff from Fox Point, always on point. Talking about the Badgers in the Big Ten tournament, he says it is well known that the Big Ten tourney, the champ, does not affect seeding whatsoever. The Badgers have won the Big Ten tourney, and nothing on the seed lines have changed. In 2004, they won and got a 6 seed and a great matchup against a 3 seed Pittsburgh. They got to play in Milwaukee. I was at that game, but they got screwed over with the seed. Rest the players rather than get the tourney title. Jeff from Fox Point. I like that point, Jeff, and I completely agree that this is not worth it. And then that, by the way, is the exact opposite of how the majority of all of the other teams and tournaments in terms of conference tournaments feel. You don't think GB thought their team and conference title was worth it? Of course.
Yeah.
I'll take number 1,467 reasons why this is all busted. We have the top tier teams in the top tier conferences not really caring whether they win or lose their conference tournament, especially those that are already in, like Wisconsin. And then you go the other way, and they will fight blood, sweat, and tears to win the conference tournament. Yet the only person that's getting in from that conference is the one that does win the tournament. It's FUBAR.
Well, and best. we're gonna talk about one of those teams in Miami, Ohio, in the most electrifying sound of the day, and the predicament that they put themselves in that now has all of the country talking about what happens next with them.
Packers, Brewers, Badgers, Bucks. Anything else?
Anything else?
Lots. Awesome show today. So at 7 o'clock, we're going to learn what happened with Josh last night at whatever it was he was at. That's the detail we got so far.
That's what you got.
And I'm not sure that we're going to get much more than that. But that's coming up at 7:02 in the Malott Meats Morning Mind Dump. At 7:25, it's a Top 5 Friday. Space Jam is 30 years old this year.
Insane.
That is difficult to process.
Yep.
There are more movies like Space Jam that are sports related. What are your top 5 sports movies? Sports movies have a lot of different opinion, by the way, Josh. There are very different kinds of sports movies. I am certainly one over the other. Clear as day. I did some research on sports movies, and there is a list of sports movies that I have not seen and don't care to see. And there's a list of sports movies that I'm like, seen them all. Got it. This, nailed it, love it.
Interesting.
They're very different. It'll be interesting to see the lists. Get yours, too, if you aren't able to join us at 7:25. The top 5 sports movies of all times. 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and Text line. At the top of the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to check in with Tim Allen, the franchise himself, on all things Brewers baseball. We're less than 2 weeks away from opening day at AmFam Field. We wonder where we sit. And are there questions left that need answers before opening day, less than 2 weeks away?
Like, for example, some news came out yesterday on Quinn Priester. It'll be interesting to talk to Tim Allen about that and much, much more as we figure out where the health is at of this team before opening day.
8:25, the man, the myth, the legend, Channel 5 WFRV TV in Green Bay, Chief meteorologist Luke Sampe joins us to talk about dun 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 Snowmageddon. How much snow are you supposed to get in Milwaukee this weekend, Josh?
I have seen conflicting reports, somewhere between 4 inches and 17 feet.
That's a drop.
Yeah,
It'll be
probably
interesting.
4 inches.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I'm sorry. Snow measurement jokes will never not be funny.
Oh, God. Legit, they're talking about 2 to 3 feet here. No, I'm not even kidding.
Lucky.
That's that's not cool. This isn't good. This is like the most snow ever. If it's over 17, that'll make the top 5. That's nuts.
Yeah.
The last time we had snow like this, ironically, was my birthday weekend in 2018. I made a significant mistake that weekend in not continuing to get rid of the snow as the snow fell. I thought, we'll wait. It was in the middle of April. It's not going to stick. Whoopsies. Sure did. The best part is I'm not going to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, you can keep talking about it, though. That'd be cool. We get it. You're leaving right before the snow.
And
no
right
one
before
is
the
happy for you.
Oh, yes, they are.
Oh,
all of the people going with me.
Hey,
They sure are.
the 920 brings in another one before we go to break here on anything else portion. Asking, hey, why did UWGB turn down the CBI tournament? Well, first of all, we did ask Doug that on Wednesday. I asked for a follow-up, and he said, yeah, they turned it down because Rudy wasn't ready to go, and they said if Rudy wasn't at full strength, then they weren't going to play. Turns out no one's going to play because the CBI said we're not playing the tournament.
No kidding.
Put that on their socials yesterday. No CBI
Nobody
tournament.
wants to come.
No reason why. Just saying at this time, there just won't be a tourney.
Dude, that's weird. Wow. Huh. What about the NIT still doing it, right?
I think so. But that's a whole nother conversation as we start to analyze what's happening with the NCAA and what teams make it into March Madness and what happens to the teams that don't. Well, now it's looking like more and more those other teams don't want to go play at all.
Speaking of questions. Wow. All right, when we come back, that's what we're going to do. I have questions. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It's Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Good morning. Happy Friday. Tuesday is St. Patty's Day. Come and enjoy a day of fun at Moe's Irish Pub on Highway 100 in Wauwatosa. Irish dancers will be there, and in the 1 o'clock hour, thereafter, Wisconsin Sports Daily. Steve Sparky Pfeiffer broadcasting live starting at 2, ending at 5 here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Those Irish dancers hit the floor at 1. Have you seen that, Josh? A little Irish dancing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, they get into it.
They do. I would be sore for a month.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'll talk about being sore in the morning mind dump. Just wait.
Did we do a little standing yesterday?
Oh, just wait.
Inside Wisconsin Sports, Trevor and Josh. Time for I Have Questions.
When things just don't add up, Trevor and Josh ask the hard questions or just point out how messed up stuff is.
I only have one question.
Can you fly this plane and land it? Surely you can't be serious.
Do you view this season as a failure?
You asked me the same question last year.
What's the most important question the Badgers have to answer Saturday?
This is a great question. Oh, my God, this is a great question.
It's time for I Have Questions on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
414-677-1250. Nicolay Law Talk and Text Line it is. What questions do you have that we 100% will accurately answer? 100%.
We will answer them. You're right.
That's what I'm saying.
Might not
we
be
will
the correct
give you an
answer, but
100% of the time.
Yep.
The first question today. Are we paying attention to the World Baseball Classic? Josh, are you?
I am, but I feel like a lot of people aren't. And I think there are a lot of factors with it. We did talk yesterday, and we said, hey, there's a lot of stuff going on, people. What are you guys most excited for? What are you watching? Is it March Madness? Is it opening day? Like, are you getting ready for opening day? Where is your mind at right now with everything that's about to happen in the sports calendar? Didn't talk a ton or see a ton of answers of I'm all in on the World Baseball Classic. And it had me thinking, yeah, I don't know that the players are either. Obviously, we just beat the dead horse of Mark DeRosa and the mistakes he's made. And they need to let him in front of a microphone.
Did you see him yesterday, though?
Yeah, say we knew what was happening. They were 2-0. We were 2-0. You weren't. You were 3-0. I mean, it was just, I was like, okay, they either need to get this guy like multiple PR helpers or just say like he's not taking questions.
No more talking.
Yeah. But I also found a clip of Phillies pitcher Aaron Nola being asked if any of his Philly teammates reached out to him before their game, Italy and Mexico, to say like, hey, win this one for us, bud. We'd really appreciate it. Here's what he said.
Did you hear from Bryce or Kyle before the game or last night, like, hey, help us out here by pitching well so we get into?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear from them. I don't think anybody in the clubhouse was worried about USA getting in or not getting in. We were just focusing on the game. We're not going to go out there and try to score a certain amount of runs or do this and that just because another team. It's a big league baseball game. We're going to go out and try to win it however we can. We're gonna go out and try to win the baseball game, and that's what we did tonight.
Wait a minute. That has you. What's your take on that?
So we heard that now Bobby Witt Jr., who plays for the Royals and on Team USA, he talked to the Pasquatch, who hit those 3 home runs, but they also are like literal roommates, like with both on the Royals. Like they live in a house together in Kansas City. And they said they talked. And he was giving Bobby crap, and Bobby was like, yeah, we could use some help tonight. But first of all, the communication, but then no communication at all from the stars of the U.S. team that they're on the brink of elimination.
How do you take that?
I'm confused by it.
Why?
For a lot of reasons. First,
in what sport do you call up the competition and go, hey, guys, all the best tonight?
The ones where it's your team, like they're your teammate.
No, they're not their teammates. They're against them. They're on Italy. The whole, whoa.
I can't flip
the whole.
Okay, go ahead.
wait a minute. Your whole point was that this doesn't matter. That just proved it does. Why would you expect a teammate on another team to reach out to a different one who is going to be the competition? That tells me, hell no, I'm not talking to them. Whatever, do whatever. That actually sells it for me. That just made it more exciting.
Okay. Well, I will tell you, and I don't have the audio here, but before the start, I believe it was before the start of the World Baseball Classic, Bryce Harper said to the media that the World Baseball Classic still doesn't mean what it's supposed to mean, and that baseball needs to be in the Olympics, and that the World Baseball Classic will always be what it is.
He said it doesn't mean as much as the Olympics.
Correct.
That's reasonable. The Olympics are on a different scale. The World Baseball Classic is just one of those things, and it reminds me of what they did with hockey. It's not something that is gold medal award winning Olympic every 4 years type of celebration, but it's still something we pay attention to. The cool part about Italy and the United States, the only time they can play based on bracket play is in the finals. There's still a lot of Brewers playing in the World Baseball Classic, 8 total. We got Tyler Black and Rob Zanstrini. Is that how you say his last name? Zanstrini? Strinini.
I don't think there's
they're
that
on
many
Canada. So we're going to watch them play. Hopefully Tyler Black cools off a little bit tonight and then gets it back for the Brewers season.
I was going to
Bryce
say.
Terang, obviously on Team USA. Andrew Fisher, we talked about on Team Italy. Abner Uribe. Did you see him bust out a new celebration after he had
he added on to his celebration? Yeah.
Where'd that come from? And then obviously Jackson Churio, William Contreras, Angel Zerpa on Venezuela. I don't know, man. I'm into it. Here's the cool part. It all ends on St. Paddy's Day.
Right.
So we have today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, and that's it.
I'm all in, and I love this part because now this isn't, now it's like the quarterfinals, semifinals, finals. Like this isn't more the pool grouping stuff to me.
That you didn't like?
No. And I don't like that. I like the idea of, I know you have to get that point to set kind of the bracket, but once that's done, now it's like you're playing this team. Get it done, move on, survive in advance. The beautiful thing about college basketball this time of year, it's the same thing. You see the upsets, it's all on the line. You got one game, get past it or it's over. I love that.
Remember that glass basketball court we were talking about and how they were so excited they could change courts with a push of a button?
Yeah.
And it felt and played like real wood. Nothing to worry about here. Nothing to see. Yeah, about that.
It's gone. It's gone,
Oops.
Johnny. They pulled it. The commissioner of the Big 12 comes out and says, and after discussion with the coaches that of the remaining teams in the Big 12 tournament, we have decided we are going to go back to a hardwood floor for the rest of the tournament. Incredible walking that back. Incredible. And it made me, for a few reasons, question, okay, so was this a situation, and we talked about when they first announced it, of technology just keeps coming, pushing it too quickly. Like, this could have been an idea that once you introduce it to the public, if everything's perfect with it, even if the general public doesn't love it, it could become the new norm. Now that you walked it back in one conference tournament, not even before the finals, oh, terrible look. I wouldn't expect to see this back in college basketball for a long time, if ever.
What went wrong? Did we not test it appropriately?
Well, the players said it was slippery, even though the reports on it ahead of time said it was supposed to be even more grippy than a hardwood floor would be.
Weird. When you get glass wet, it's slippery.
Well, and they also said that, like, if you're a fan, you weren't allowed to have drinks courtside because it couldn't get wet. So
I've always wondered that anyway. Those people that do sit courtside and they're slugging beers and big popcorns and stuff. Hello. That's going to end badly most of the time.
Sure. No, it's just a terrible look. Like, I feel like if I was the commissioner, I'm like, nope, no. We started it this way. We got to finish it this way. You're playing the rest of these games on this on this court.
I'm one of the teams that played on that court. I am throwing an absolute
You bet.
fit.
You bet. Walking it back mid-tourney, not a good look.
It's like changing the ball.
I got to say, I know we did it yesterday, but if this news would have came out Wednesday night, Big 12, be better. I mean, that is just a terrible look all the way around. You jumped in too early. You jumped in bed with the maker of these to try to gain some attention for your league, and then you pull out like that. Terrible
Careful
look.
what you wish for. You got your attention, all right.
Yep.
That's a Take Back Tuesday and a top 5 worst idea on a Be Better Thursday. Dude, bad.
Combine all of them.
Bad. 414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law talking text line. JB in the 920 says, Trev, you're going to want to cancel your vacation. You got to take care of your house, brother. It's not going to be good when you come back to a flooded basement because your sump pump went out. Oh, JB. Buddy, I have all of those things covered. I have had conversations with neighbors and best friends about watching roofs. I mean, listen, if the snow caves in my roof, we got bigger fish to fry than a flooded basement. On the flip side, I do have a buddy going over to make sure we check the basement. If we get as much snow, and we're going to ask Luke Stampy at 825, and that melts and or it rains after that, even though I saw the temperatures are still going to be in the 20s for a hot second.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem for everyone.
Right.
I got to be honest. I'd rather be on vacation.
Same.
That's a future Trevor problem.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is.
I don't know if it's going to be a problem. What's wrong?
I just
going on vacation too.
Yeah, but every time you talk, I'm leaving right after the snow melts. I stuck around just long enough to have to deal with it. You're like, nope, bye.
There is a concerning piece to that, but listen, you can only do so much. The biggest concern, and we're going to talk about this at 825, if you are in this area where you have projected multiple feet potentially of snow, there's one really important thing that you need to remember, and I don't know if you know about it. You have to go around your house and clear your vents. Your furnace vent needs to be cleared. If that isn't, that's no bueno. That's how you get carbon monoxide poisoning. So at a few instances, especially with the wind that's being forecasted along with this storm, get outside and make sure that your furnace vents, your dryer vents, all your vents on the side of your house are cleared of that snow. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. When we come back, the most electrifying sound of the day. That's next. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
It's time for
The most electrifying,
sound of the day
the most electrifying.
on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Brought to you by Best Electric. Learn more at bestelect.com. Don't stress. Connect with the best.
Scaljack, 3 seconds left. Fire to three. How about UMass? They have taken down the top seed, Miami Redhawks.
And that call, courtesy of ESPN of Miami, Ohio, streak ending against UMass in the MAC Conference Tournament is the most electrifying sound of the day, brought to you by our friends at Best Electric. Remember, no job is too big or too small for Best Electric. Don't stress, connect with the best. Call them today or visit bestelect.com. Trev, just starting a huge conversation that got a ton of national exposure from the talking heads to everyone else of now what happens with Miami, Ohio, as their streak ends. And we talked about it a little bit in Let's Play Catch Up of just not the rules of how you make the tournament. And in these smaller conferences, a lot of times it's just the team that wins that conference tournament. Well, what about if your team was undefeated until that tournament? Has people talking.
If they don't get in, then the top 25 is all BS. Then don't worry about the AP top 25 or the ESPN coaches poll or what any XYZ whatever. Because if Tennessee, all right, let's just go through this once.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee is 21-10. The Southeastern Conference, they're ranked 25th. Louisville in the Atlantic Coast, 22-9, they're ranked 24th. Then we see our Badgers, 22-9, Big Ten, ranked 23rd. Vandy, 24-7. They're in the Southeastern, can't read, getting old, conference. Then it's St. Mary's in the West Coast Conference at 21. They're 27-4. And then ranked number 20 in the country at 31-0 prior to yesterday's game, Miami of Ohio. They're in the MAC. In the MAC, Akron, Kent State, Toledo, Bowling Green, Ohio, Buffalo, UMass, and the rest. They lost to UMass, who has a winning record on the season overall, 17-15. It's not like they got bounced by NIU, who's, by the way, coming to the Horizon League next year. Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, all of those teams.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I hit the button a second too early. Keep going.
Okay. 4. They had 4 wins in conference. That's it. If they don't make it in, regardless of their strength of schedule and all of the things that are up for debate, this is going to be a joke. Now, what seed do they deserve is the question.
Sure. But to your point, it would be an embarrassment. And Frank Martin, UMass's head coach, talked about that after beating Miami, Ohio.
It'd be an embarrassment, a complete embarrassment if this league doesn't get 2 teams in. This league's too good. I've coached in Conference USA, Big East, name the league. I've been in it. And the top 2 teams in this league are as good as anyone in some of those leagues that I just mentioned. And it'd be a complete embarrassment if that doesn't happen.
And I think I agree with him. Listen, there are exceptions to the rule. I understand that sometimes we looked at Navy, right? When Navy got upset early and it was like they were 27-6. Okay. And now it was like, dang, that sucked. They probably are done. But if your school in conference and out of conference is undefeated through the regular season, that's something that has to be a trump card. That has to be something that goes above metrics. They can only play the teams ahead of them. And to say, yeah, but you can't lose, period, that's nuts. And so then it comes down to the 1 team, 2 team thing. And this is a problem that is way bigger in college football than it is college basketball, because I feel like the majority of the times, if you do have a school in a smaller conference that dominates like this, they usually do end up winning the whole thing. So it doesn't become as much of a concern. But on these off chances when it does, you still got to put them in. To your point, I just hope that they don't get screwed with their seating on top of it.
Well, what should it be?
I want to see him be a 12. I want to see him be so that they can continue to upset. Make it. I mean, that 5-12 upset is always the juicy one. Make him a 12 seed.
Would that prove it? Would that prove that they deserve to be there if they're one of the 5-12 upsets in the bracket if they do make it?
Well,
or
yeah, but I'm saying I think they deserve to be there regardless.
But that's my point is if they're in there and they get a 12 seed, I believe they should be there too. But let's just say they get a 12.
Okay.
We know that no matter what happens, almost chalk, there's at least one 5-12 upset every year. If they come in at a 12 and upset a 5, does that give them the opportunity to go see?
Sure,
or
of course it does.
Are people going to go, that happens, 12-5?
No, it'll still give them that opportunity. The thing is that there's just statistically, there's a huge difference if you're if it's a 13-4, keep going. And so if
Tell that to Tony Bennett.
If they make them a 13, 14, or 15 seed, now you're just slapping them in the face. You're saying, yeah, fine, we'll put you in, but you're getting bounced right away.
We're an hour in, bud. How you feeling,
No.
Mr. 2.5 hours of sleep?
I've got an energy drink ready to go.
When we come back, we're going to get as much of the information as we can out of Josh about what you did last night in regard to your acting ability. I don't even know how to approach it.
I'll tell you as much as I can about what happened yesterday.
Don't slip up. All right, we're from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. We are inside Wisconsin sports with Trevor and Josh. Stay here. I am an eternal optimist. So please, God, don't tell me that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, it's great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up from home. Whoa!
Blackwell with a career high 32 today. Blackwell has it. Far away jumper. Blackwell, 34. Last chance for Washington. Diallo, 3. Off the mark. Muldrew put it up. It counts, but it's not enough. It's a 1-point win for Wisconsin, and they are moving on for a date with Illinois.
Love that voice. Our guy Jeff Levering on the call yesterday. Badgers over Washington. It got interesting. Real interesting in the second half. Luckily for us, Jonathan Blackwell had a career day. 34 points. Nick Boyd right behind him with 23. Braden Carrington added 9. And the Badgers pull out a victory on to play Illinois today in the Big Ten tournament. What's up, Wisconsin? Welcome in Inside Wisconsin Sports. Trevor Thomas, Josh Albrecht.
Hi.
All of you with us here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network statewide on 99.7 FM, WNFL in Green Bay and the Fox Valley. 93.9 The Game in Wausau. 710 The Game in Duluth Superior. And 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan in Milwaukee. Okay, I think we're all getting some snow this weekend, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's some things in regards to the old spring snowstorm you got to get off your chest. Or maybe about, I don't know, time you feel like you wasted in your life. Maybe you got to get that off your chest. Maybe your friends aren't happy for you that you're going on vacation. Maybe that's got you a little wound up this morning. Or maybe you went to the hardware store yesterday to look for a portable Blackstone grill that you could cook bacon on vacation, and you accidentally bought a GMC Yukon Denali. It happens.
Oh.
Yep.
Those aren't the same things.
The Malott Meats Morning Mind Dump is now.
I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me.
The coffee has kicked in. We're awake and ready to roll. Let's get some things off our chest and out of our heads.
You don't know what it's like to be me out here for you. It is an up at dawn, pride-swallowing siege that I will never fully tell you about, okay?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
We got no food, we got no jobs, our pets' heads are falling off!
It's time for the Morning Mind Dump, presented by Malott Meats. High-quality meats at a fair price, safely delivered to your front door. To learn more, visit WisconsinMeatMarket.com. Experience the power of the family meal with Malott Meats on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
414-677-1250, the Nicolay Law Talk and Text Line. All right, so if you missed it yesterday, our guy clears his throat.
Yep.
Our guy Josh had I wish that paper was in front of me from yesterday. Josh surprise announcement. That was at 7:45 yesterday. So we spent about an hour guessing what Josh's surprise announcement was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And none of us were right.
No, but also I didn't expect anyone to get it right.
But there were some great guesses.
Oh, fantastic guesses. All wrong, though, to your point.
Real fun.
Yeah.
So in your best way, can we just How do we set the stage for this?
I can set it up. I can set up a few things here.
But you had to sign like 8 pages.
Well, all right. So let's start here. What I did was there was an extras casting for NBC Sports Sunday Night Baseball. I can say that because that was on the form that was put out to see if you'd make it. Okay. So we brought this up on the show last week, and I thought, hey, it'd be kind of funny if I filled it out to get the rejection letter, right? That was my whole thought. And the thing is, this is through like talent networks.
Okay.
Right? You got to send in like a picture of yourself from the waist up, and they're judging you based on that, and then they're going to let you know. And so I thought, this would be funny. Like we're letting the beautiful people out there know, hey, here's an opportunity. And then I'll get the rejection letter, read it on air. Well, I didn't get a rejection letter. I got an email saying, you're in.
You're in.
We can't wait to see you. And I went, oh boy, do I have to do this now for content? Hashtag content. Do I have to do this? The answer was yes.
Pause. There is also some like, I'm excited to do this. This will be cool. You didn't just do this for radio content.
Well, I kind of did. And I'll tell you why. Because here's what it told you when you made it. First of all, they said it starts at 5 p.m. That's when you need to be there. Be prepared to be available and working until midnight. Okay, that's a little late when it's a Thursday, not a Friday, and I got to get up and do a morning show. So that wasn't great. But then also they said you'll get $170. And I went, hey, that's not bad.
Take it.
Take that. Why not? Let's do it. Then we talked yesterday on the show, and I made the announcement about some of the other things they said. It's going to be okay. So it's at American Family Field. Do not wear anything with specific player names or numbers on it, and do not wear MLB or sports team clothing or hats.
All right. So that was because they didn't want everybody in Brewers gear.
Correct.
And they wanted to make sure that all of the teams were represented. So we talked yesterday about whether or not you were going to be forced to wear another team's colors, logos, uniforms. What happened?
Yes. So I show up. Okay. There's a big line of a lot of beautiful people that have these packets filled out. People that, I'm not going to lie, and this was proven to be true as we went along, had no idea about baseball, or I swear there was one girl who said, hey, do you know what this is for? And I went, what do you mean? And she's like, what are they filming us for? And I went, for Sunday Night Baseball. She had no idea. She didn't even know why she was there, much less anything about sports or baseball in general. So keep painting a picture of the clientele, the crowd for these extras, okay? We're going out there. There's a band or an artist that's performing the open, and we are the crowd that's watching them perform, okay? Yep. And so as we get through and you fill out and you sign all these forms, and then they say, go to wardrobe. I went, oh, okay. Now, Roosevelt's shirts, I brought 3 with 3 different hats. I had my hair done all perfectly in case they didn't want me to wear a hat. I did not do makeup. And boy, am I glad I didn't. But I get there, and the shirt that I had on was a Roosevelt that had silhouettes of players, and on like old ticket stubs. Colorful shirt would stand out. The girl immediately goes, oh, I love your shirt. I went, yes. Okay, that's good. And then I said, I have hats, and like none of them were Brewer hats. Said, I have some hats, or, if you don't want me to wear a hat. And she said, I think I want you to wear a hat, but it's going to be one of ours. And they had like 25 hats laid out. And the girl picks up like a Cincinnati Reds one and a Athletics one and goes, let's give him the Athletics one. I went, okay, could have been worse. And so that's my outfit. And I'm feeling good though. Like the lady, she liked mine. I was like, hey, they might actually put me up front in the sea of beautiful people. And then everyone else keeps filing in. And then they go, we need more people. If anyone local to the Milwaukee area has a friend that might want to participate, go ahead and give them a call. And I went, oh, okay. So I didn't, did you guys even look at my profile? Probably not. You were just like, yeah, your body. I ended up calling my buddy Chris, and he ended up coming up and doing the whole thing with me. But then they line us all up, and they go up and down the aisle picking who's going to be the featured extras. And I'm standing there. I'm so nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous. I'm getting paid the same, but I'm like, okay, probably for the bit. I'm worried about the bit. And
are you like, let's get featured. We got to be featured.
Well, right. But then it's a bigger deal, right? Like if I'm there and talk about it on the show.
Yeah.
As they're walking past, It's the girl who said she liked my shirt, and then one other girl, and they're walking down the line, and she goes, I love his shirt, worried they'll be mad. And the next girl goes, not sure if they'll be mad. And they kept going. And I went, oh, no. So I took a shot. They loved the shirt, but they were worried that I guess the silhouettes of players might still be enough to make NBC and rights approval and everything else. So I was not featured. So then at that point, they stick me in the back. I'm like, okay. So then now I'm like, I don't even know if you'll see me. So we're in the crowd, in the stands. And then at that point, it's 4 hours straight of us cheering 45 seconds at a time. And it's cheer, 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 cut. All right, let's roll back. Cheer, 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 cut. All right, now we're just going to do the last 10 seconds. Cut. That. And then they gave us lunch at 10:30 at night, which I thought was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had us go back down, and then the artist and or band played a little bit more, and then they left, and then they kept just filming us cheering to nothing for another 2.5 hours, and then they let us go. And we were on our feet the majority of the time, cheering, going, woo, hearing the same 45 seconds of music over and over and over and over again for 8 hours straight.
And I woke up to a text message at 1:06 a.m. That says, I just got home. Tomorrow will be a wee bit rough. So it's tomorrow, even though it was today when you texted me.
Yeah. Well, it felt like.
How we doing?
So I'm exhausted. I will tell you this. It was an interesting experience, something I've never done before. So at the very least, and I did ask a few other people. I said, so if you had a bucket list and on it was to be an extra in TV or film, and you don't see yourself in the TV or film, do you get to check the box that you were an extra?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then I can check that. I mean, it wasn't on my bucket list, but I can check that off the list.
I guarantee there are people listening right now across the state of Wisconsin that were extras in Major League. Major League was filmed at County Stadium. My in-laws were extras in Major League. I promise you, there are thousands of other people in the state of Wisconsin around today that were extras in Major League. Maybe the same for Mr. 3000. And every once in a while, you'll see a commercial shoot pop up in Green Bay. They do a lot of that stuff around here because they do a lot of things Packers related around here. And so too is true for Packers players that do local endorsement deals with hospitals or healthcare clinics or car dealerships. I mean, they pop up in downtown Green Bay and around town from time to time. So it's not abnormal to see a video shoot or a photo shoot out in public here in the Green Bay area.
Sure.
I don't know if it's abnormal in Milwaukee. This one is certainly abnormal. That was
because
a really
it's national. Like this is going to be the intro to every Sunday night baseball. And it just so happened to be in Milwaukee. And a few of us were talking about why it was here. And it was probably because they wanted to do it in a stadium. They wanted to make sure that, it was covered. So hashtag put a roof on it. And a lot of other of those stadiums are being used right now for the World Baseball Classic. So those were probably some of the factors that got it to Milwaukee. I'll answer the questions that I can on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line here. The 920 says, I was going to tell you this, Josh, that they were probably looking for 4,000 people and not that many applied, but I didn't want to hurt your feelings. No, so they were looking for a hard cap of 150 people. That's the thing. And so I don't know if, too, there were people that signed up and just didn't show. That could have been a thing, too. I don't know. But I will say that there were some people that didn't even make it into the main part of the crowd. To answer Jacob and Advance,
what does that mean? Hold on. What does that mean? They got cut?
There wasn't room for them where the rest of us were, so they kind of bled out to the sides, and we were going, oh, if that was, I was talking to my buddy Chris, I was like, that's me, we're gone. Like at that point, I'm like, no, you overbooked, you don't need me. I'm going home. Thanks. And that would have been it. But that wasn't the case for us. Jacob in a van says, where in the stadium were you? Yeah, so we were in the 100 section in the seats right next to the field. Not on the field, but in the 100s. Let's see. What else we got here? The 414 says, I was an extra for Mr. 3000, Transformers, Dark of the Moon, and Public Enemies. You can't see me in any of them. Just happy for the experience.
Yeah, so that counts.
Right. So that's my question. Right. And so that's why I made sure to take a few photos of myself at it for the proof, because you got to have some type of proof, right? If you're not actually in it. And who knows? To be honest with you, like, I was doing everything I could to still make sure that my face was there. I'm jumping all over. I'm on my tippy toes, based on when the cameras were looking at us to make sure I'm there. Or at the very least, we were joking, there might be a shot where they come from behind us and you can see the back of our heads. And I go, that's the back of my head right there. So that might be it. Who knows? But the nice thing is that this is for Sunday Night Baseball, and baseball is going to be here before we know it. So this isn't something that I got to wait until September for. So I got that going for me.
Did you fill out any paperwork that said you're going to get to see it before it airs?
Nope.
That they're going to email? No,
nope.
Nothing. So the
Nothing.
first time you see it is potentially the first time any of us see it.
Correct. Yep.
Glad you did it.
Yes.
No, that's
I'm now that it's done. Yeah. There was a point, and I was joking. I was with a few people. I was like, where's the line? What's the line on the time where I go, this was a mistake? And it was right around like 11:30 where I was like, oh boy. Okay. And at that point too, because here's the other thing, is that at that point too, I thought we'd already be done. Maybe a half hour left, right? They said be prepared to be here till midnight. No. They weren't done with us until 12:30, 12:45.
Fine print say? Did it say you could be there as long as midnight, or did they say be prepared to be here till midnight?
It said be prepared to be here up until midnight, which I thought was very interesting. But then they staggered call times. So some people had got there at 4 and some people got there at 5. Mine was technically 5. So at some point they did let all the people that their call time was 4 leave because they had them there for 8 hours. And so technically, because my call time was 5, even though I got there at 4:30 or whatever, they could keep me longer.
I wonder if they can only keep you for 8 hours. That would make sense.
That would make sense. And the other thing too that I thought, the reason why they said midnight was because then I thought if they go over that, is it a day rate, to where now they have to pay you for all of Friday because they have you there past Thursday on to Friday.
That part I know. So you wouldn't know this, but a lot of major camera shoots, whether it's photos or video shoots, happen overnight.
Yeah.
That's just the way you need to get it done for the public being available and also the public not being around. There was a quick trip shoot that happened in Brillion, Wisconsin, up here in Northeast Wisconsin, overnight shoot. I believe Potawatomi Casino and the Potawatomi Sportsbook did a video shoot with John Kuhn.
Yep, they sure
and
did.
And that was overnight.
Yes, it was. Nick in Greenfield here on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking text line said, was the netting up at the front of the section or was it down? It was down. I feel okay saying that. Well, I'm answering the questions that I can. Let's see here. Matt from Auburn, New York says, Josh, great story about your participation in the NBC Sunday Night Baseball shoot. Got to find you in the final cut. Enjoy today's big old bowl of chili at Natty Oaks and then take a nap. That sure is the plan, Matt. I will tell you that.
Do you know life not exhausted? Because listen, you have a way.
Yeah.
You have a way. Just when you get rested after bowling with the chumps, just when you maybe
then go.
That's your MO though, man. That's who you are.
You're right. It kind of has been. I live fast. I live fast. I just go. But I will say, it was an experience. It was definitely a different experience for me than I could tell it was for a lot of people that were there. There were people that were talking about Tonight they have one in a shoot in Chicago that they're going to do. Like there are people that this is their gig. They'd be extras and things, and they make a living doing that.
It's crazy.
I don't know that I could do that night in and night out. I mean, it's a lot of on your feet. It's a lot of repetition, and it's a crazy time period too.
The Malott Meats Morning Mind Dump. High quality meat at a fair price, delivered safely to your front door. To learn more, visit WisconsinMeatMarket.com. Experience the power of the family meal with Malott Meats. I leave this show today, and I drive to Malott Meats, and I pick up a package that is packaged for me to deliver to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and I can't wait.
One last thing I want to say here in regards to this is, I have some recording equipment, some cameras, and #NotDoneYetMedia. Seeing the equipment for a company that's putting on making something for national television was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the amount of equipment and I could just look and go, that's a $5,000 light. That's a $5,000 light. Okay, there's 20 of those around here. That's got to be a $200,000 boom. Like just insane production level stuff. That I think that's another part that made it cool, was that this was not just a run of the mill. Like they had money invested in this, NBC type money. So that was cool.
It's a Top 5 Friday. When we come back, we want to know, what are the top 5 sports movies of all time? That got us thinking because Space Jam turned 30 this year.
30.
How?
I don't know.
What are your top 5 movies of all time in regards to sports? And there's a big differential here. There's a lot of different sports type movies that I think we're going to have to debate whether they qualify or not. We'll do that when we come back on the Top 5 Friday, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Still hits the same, doesn't it?
Hell yeah.
Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Somehow this movie is 30 years old. Huh? So that got us thinking. Of all the movies that involve sports, what are the top 5 sports-ish movies of all time?
Before we get
Top
to our
5 Friday.
lists on a Top 5 Friday, I got to talk about this movie because the whole idea is because it's turning 30. But how many times did you watch Space? Like, where were you age-wise with being in love with Space Jam or not being in love with Space Jam?
Massively in love with Space Jam.
Okay.
That was peak Michael Jordan.
Correct. Yeah.
It was 1996. I was in 8th grade. All of my posters, and I still have all of them. My entire room was covered in Michael Jordan posters. So when Space Jam came out, I watched it all of the times.
Yeah.
How many times? All of them.
All of them. Same. So I was in 2nd grade, and so I was already watching Looney Tunes. And then I also was the chubby white kid that had Michael Jordan's entire get up, including the shorts. So like when these two came together, it was over.
Did you have the black
over.
jersey?
No, I had the whole red outfit.
Oh, did you have the number 45 by chance?
Oh, you know what? I might have had that one too. Yeah,
I definitely had that one.
Yeah,
I'll take things I wish I wouldn't have gotten rid of for $500.
Oh, it might be in a box somewhere. I might still have mine.
Have it anymore. I've not found any of those. If it does exist, it's in my mom's basement, and I've been down there.
Good luck finding it.
Yeah, a lot going on. All right, so Josh, why don't you go first? What are your top 5 sports movies of all time?
Yeah, so full disclosure, I had some stuff going on last night, and so I partially got my homework done. I don't have audio to go along with it, but here are my top 5 sports movies celebrating the 30th anniversary of Space Jam. Number 5, A League of Their Own.
Okay, great movie, 1992.
Oh, so great. Tom Hanks is just incredible in that movie. Love that. Number 4, Field of Dreams.
Okay.
Huge fan. Number 3, Space Jam.
1996.
Number 2, and this is where it gets really tough. This could have been 1A, 1B. But number 2 is Major League.
1989. You got that one wrong.
And then number 1 is Caddyshack.
1980.
Yep. Caddyshack, I have seen more than any of the rest, including Space Jam, and I've watched Space Jam a lot. My dad, and so this is just another part of like growing up, but my dad loved Caddyshack. There's a few scenes, but there's one specific scene in Caddyshack that is very much inappropriate for children. And so when the movie was on, if we were doing things in the house or whatever, and it was, Josh, close your eyes, as he could fast forward through that part to get to where it was safe to go. But I saw that movie a ton. I quote that movie all the time, and it had to be number 1. Caddyshack, number 1.
I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I didn't want to derail the whole thing. I have not seen it.
Do you hate good movies?
Life? Do you hate life?
I don't.
I know. I can just see the talking text line.
How do you feel about golf?
I love golf.
Okay.
It's honestly, it's a miss. I have not seen 2 sports movies that I fully expect to be crucified for.
Okay.
One is Caddyshack, and the other is Miracle.
Well, I'll tell you this. I used to do a radio show with a gentleman who had never seen Major League, and he got a lot of flack for that, to the point in which we literally had a Major League night where we had fans out at the ballpark watching Major League for just that reason. All right, let's go through yours.
The lists are hot and heavy on the Nicolay Law talk and text line, 414-677-1250. The top 5 sports movies of all time. And there are a lot that do not cross over with any of our lists. I have an honorable mention.
Okay.
And it's the movie. I don't have any sound for this, but this is an honorable mention. It's the movie Radio.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Radio?
I have.
Cuba Gooding Jr.?
I didn't know we could do honorable mentions. I had 2 on my honorable mention list.
Well, go ahead. You can do honorable mentions.
Okay, Remember the Titans, which was so hard because I love that movie and it should have been on there. And then Rudy were the 2 that were like also right there. And the only reason why they weren't is because while I love those movies, I didn't watch them as much as I did the other ones.
Space Jam didn't make my list because it's like the bucket. Like Space Jam is the one, right? So I didn't put it in my top 5.
Are you saying it would be number 1?
No, I just think that based on the conversation, I thought maybe Space Jam was off limits.
If it wasn't off limits, where would it be on your list?
I don't think it's in the top 5.
Oh, okay.
I loved it. Don't get me wrong. But here, let's play this out. What I'm curious on here is based on the music and or trailer that I grabbed in these audio pieces, I would like to see if you can guess what the movie is.
Oh, boy.
Jason in the 920, if you are listening right now, put your phone down and don't text the story that I'm about to tell. Here's number 5. Got anything? It's like the main song.
No.
1992. White Men Can't Jump.
Yeah. Yeah, it just came to me. I'm on a delay. My brain's on a delay.
Speaking of scenes that you should have fast forwarded through.
Yeah.
There's a story of a sleepover. And we watched that movie.
Yeah.
And my thumb was stuck on rewind. I'll just put it that way.
Brilliant.
After all the parents were in bed. Great movie. That's number 5. Here's a trailer for number 4. It's going to be a dead giveaway at some point, but let's see how long it takes you to get it.
From Walt Disney Pictures, he's a hotshot attorney who's never lost.
Yes.
Forced to coach a hockey team that's never won.
Keep swinging. Maybe I'll give him a cold.
He'll try to teach them how to win.
You think losing is funny? Well, not at first, but once you get the hang of it.
And they'll teach him
Get off the roof, you little monkey.
that winning isn't everything.
Let's have fun out there.
Walt Disney Pictures presents Emilio Estevez.
Are we ducks or what?
Oh, it is.
The Mighty Ducks. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
I didn't think it would take you that long.
Yeah. Honestly, okay, I didn't know because there's debate, and there's another guy I used to do radio with that has a big debate over if Mighty Ducks 2 is better than Mighty Ducks. And so I was like, I don't know which one. Is this 2 or 1? So you're saying just the OG, though, for the record.
That was the OG, and I understand that debate. I really like Mighty Ducks 2. Really like Mighty Ducks 2. I do believe 2 is better than 1,
okay.
But let's just put Mighty Ducks in the bucket for top 5 sports movies of all time.
Now we're doing franchises. Okay.
Capiche, capoche. Tomato, tomato.
All right.
Number 3.
Okay.
It's got to be, right?
Go to your happy place.
Happy Gilmore. Now,
so
it should be very
this golf
clear.
Movie is in your top 5, and yet you've never seen Caddyshack.
Never seen Caddyshack. Listen, this was 96. Happy Gilmore was in peak teenage Trevor years.
Yeah. I mean, Happy Gilmore's great. Have you seen the second one?
Yeah. And you want to talk about movies that didn't live up to the hype.
So if you're looking at franchises, is but that didn't bring it down. The first can stand alone.
The first definitely stands alone. The first was unlike anything we'd ever seen before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
I wish Billy Madison was a sports movie because that was really good too.
It's not. Not
Veronica Corningstone. Number 2.
Anchorman. Okay.
You got this.
Oh.
What do you got? Nothing? This is like the song from this movie.
Then maybe
The
not.
Sandlot.
Oh. Yeah.
This is the Sandlot song. That's like the theme of the movie The Sandlot. That is number 2, 1993. Absolutely amazing baseball movie.
Sandlot is 10 on my list.
Ooh,
I know.
Fan.
It's not bad. It's still 10, but it's not even close to where people say like best baseball movie of all time. I'm like, get out of here. No.
Ooh. It's the number 2 movie of all time in my bucket, which based on number 1, then it would be the number 2 baseball movie of all time. Hit number 1.
Yeah, correct answer.
I don't know how you beat it. There's been some good baseball movies. Don't get me wrong.
Let me ask you this. If Uke wasn't in this movie, do you love it as much?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I think Uke makes the movie, but that's what makes a good movie. Here we go. Man, imagine being an extra. You think you were sick of cheering for nothing. How many times do you think they sang this song?
That's what I'm saying. That's why when we brought that up, some of these people that said that they were extras, like in Mr. 3000, and all that was a long day. It was a long day. There were probably a ton of times that you had to stand up and cheer in a full county stadium for this song.
The lists are long on the Nicolay Law talk and text line 414-677-1250. Typically, they're just 5 movies long. However, this is going to be interesting because nobody agrees. Sorry that I got my Veronicas wrong. Veronica Corningstone was in Anchorman. Veronica Vaughn is in Happy Gilmore. I don't care.
I mean,
pick a Veronica.
Yeah.
Big fan.
But also, yeah. That crush in Happy Gilmore. That was a moment in Josh's life when things were happening.
Josh.
I need a nap.
Hit the button.
I need a
Hit
nap.
the button. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sports Book, inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and the ghost of Josh. He's gone. Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, reviewing what we believe are the top 5 sports movies of all time. And this one is really not debatable with many lists in front of us.
Yeah.
It's Major League, recorded at County Stadium. We talked earlier about Josh's extra appearance last night at AmFam Field. Somebody earlier texted in and said, I was an extra for Major League. We didn't even get paid. And we sang this song 50 times from 10:30 at night to 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah. And at 10 p.m. to 5:30 is that's even worse than what I was 5 to 1. That's
5 p.m. to 1 a.m. Yeah. That wasn't even overnight.
But right. I would take that over 10 to 5:30. Woof.
All right. So what we planned on doing here, instead of reading everybody's list, we're going to go through some and rattle off the numbers in someone's list that didn't make either of our lists. And there's a lot of those. First things first, if you do a little research and talk about sports-centered movies, that topic alone is debatable. One list has movies like Bull Durham and Rudy and Remember the Titans and Friday Night Lights and Tin Cup and Slapshot and Talladega Nights and so on, right? Semi-Pro, Kingpin. A totally different list has movies like The Sandlot and Space Jam and Happy Gilmore and Mr. 3000 and White Men Can't Jump and The Mighty Ducks and Talladega Nights. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
They're all over the place. And all of those were, I think, seemingly great movies. So how do we narrow this down? Well, the answer is we don't. Just looking at a few lists that have come in, and there's probably been 30. The idea is there is no answer to this. Kingpin, a classic, right? Didn't make either of our lists. Bull Durham, amazing movie. Didn't make our list. Basketball didn't make our list.
Lebowski didn't.
Big Lebowski didn't. Jerry Maguire didn't, although I think that's a stretch. Remember the Titans, Moneyball. I mean, look at these. The lists are Hoosiers didn't make either of our lists. Draft Day. God, I haven't seen a lot of these movies.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm going on a road trip. We'll put these on in the background. If I had to pick 5 that I'm going to watch on this trip, that's a list we're making right now. Nailed it. All right, here we go.
Days of Thunder.
Caddyshack. I will watch that before I get back. Okay. What was the other one that I said I'd never seen? And you're like, get out.
I thought it was Caddyshack.
Yeah, it was. I've never seen Hoosiers. Oh, it was Miracle.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen Hoosiers. That's the timing is right for that. I did start watching Miracle. Have not finished it. I'll do that. # Disney Plus. Boy, it's been a really long time since I watched Remember the Titans. Josh, have you seen some of the, I mean, what's something that you haven't seen that's on these lists here?
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't think I've seen all of Draft Day.
I also have kids in the car, so I got to be a little careful.
You do.
Here.
You do have to be careful.
Careful-ish. Oh, Rookie of the Year. Angels in the Outfield. All right, I need to change my list.
Angels in the Outfield is great.
That's just screwed.
You
Angels
like
in the Outfield
Rookie of the Year?
Loved Rookie of the Year. Don't. No.
Trevor Stroll. I mean, he just set you up on a tee there, bud. So that's why that movie's not on my list. Not a Cubs fan.
Movie, though. I did enjoy that movie for what it's worth.
I'm sure you did.
Katie from Luxembourg says D2 is greater than the OG, but love both, though. See, that's kind of where I landed. I agreed that the second one was better, especially because that, I almost swore, that dude that played for the other team, right? He switched. Is that the movie where he switched? Or is that one? See, you get them confused.
Yeah. No.
Katie, help us.
I don't remember.
What about Rockies? Have you seen any of the Rocky movies?
Yes. I've seen them.
The 608's list is
all
number
Rocky.
5, Rocky 2, 4, Rocky 3, 3, Rocky 3, 2, Caddyshack, 1, Rocky 4. What the? Branch out a bit. What else is on these lists, Josh, that you're seeing that didn't make either of ours?
The 60-yard line with David Brookfield. That's funny. Let me see. You brought up a lot of these already. They're starting to. I feel like we got a lot of the ones that weren't on our list out.
So the Big
The Natural. You
Lebowski's.
said The Natural.
Oh, I don't know that one. What is that?
With Robert Redford. That's a baseball movie.
Never heard of it.
See, never even heard of it?
No, not that one.
Did you say
Somebody
Jerry
said-
Maguire?
Yep, said Jerry
Okay.
Maguire. There's a number here from the 262 that says, oh, it's Ziggy. Trevor, definitely can't have the Big Lebowski on in the car. 150 or so F-bombs. Well, someday I'll introduce you all to my wife, who has a shirt that says, cool moms say bad words. That is one thing that is alive and well in our home, is the F-bomb and the other bombs. Watch The Long Game. What's that? See, there's so many of these I've just never even heard of. All right. We've got some homework to do. But nonetheless, of the ones we've seen, there is some agreement in that Major League is on everyone's list, unless you just
As
watch
it should
hockey.
be.
All right. When we come back, a couple great guests joining us in the 8 o'clock hour. First up, our guy, Tim Allen, the franchise, talking all things Brewers baseball. A little bit of news with Quinn Priester, some news with the World Baseball Classic, some news with another quad injury to a guy that we thought was going to be in the rotation in the outfield, at least a player in terms of depth. He's hurt and longer than we thought it was going to be. Is there good news from Arizona? We'll ask Tim when we come back. Plus, later in the 8 o'clock hour, roughly 8:25, we check in. If you haven't watched the news, there is a significant snowstorm coming to Wisconsin over the weekend, Sunday into Monday. We're talking like dangerous stuff and what's clickbait and what's real. So we'll go to the master himself, Luke Sampe, the chief meteorologist at Channel 5 at WFRV TV in Green Bay, who has only forecasted weather in the state of Wisconsin. That's it. He went to UW Milwaukee and understood the lake effect. His first gig was Rhinelander. After that, back to Milwaukee at WISN and Channel 12. And now, for some years, has been with WFRV. If there is a guy that I trust when it comes to stuff like this that does not do the clickbait crap, it's Luke Sampe.
And if there's a guy that I look forward to being able to complain to if he's wrong,
it's Luke Sampe.
It's Luke Sampe.
Definitely on Twitter. He loves that.
Yeah, 100%.
At Luke Sampe, I believe. All right, that's where we're at. We're happy you're here with us. Thanks for all the messages on the top 5 sports movies. We got to hardly any of them. Let's be real.
There's just so many.
That's a topic that is
Could have been the whole
one.
show.
Live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, we are inside Wisconsin sports with Trevor and Josh.
It's time for your fan weather forecast brought to you by Habish, and Rotier. Very, very windy conditions today with a high of 41 degrees. It's currently 36 degrees here in Milwaukee.
Optimist. So please, God, don't tell me that you're an eternal pessimist.
I like to say I'm a realist.
Oh, it's great. We're going to get along great. This is going to be great.
This is Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.
Crowd is here, about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up from home. Whoa!
Blackwell with a career high 32 today. Blackwell has it, far away jumper. Blackwell, 34. Last chance for Washington. Diallo, 3. Off the mark. Muldrew put it up. It counts, but it's not enough. It's a 1-point win for Wisconsin, and they are moving on for a date with Illinois.
Upon further review, that didn't count. But in the moment, they didn't know. Jeff's right. Jeff Levering, the Big Ten tournament. Wisconsin moves on over Washington, Illinois today in game 2 of the day, which is 1:30-ish, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It's just how it goes. We don't know. Just watch. Inside Wisconsin Sports, Trevor Thomas, Josh Albrecht.
Hi.
And joining us now on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. Play his theme music. Tim Allen on Inside Wisconsin Sports. Timmy, thanks for being here. As always, you're the best.
Good morning, gentlemen.
All right, so let's just jump in real quick to Brewers and understand what's going on in the injury front first. Quinn Priester went and saw a specialist, has some nerve stuff going on, going to start the year on the injured list. What's the future hold for that whole situation?
Yeah, that's not, there's a young pitcher right there, Trevor, that he needed to back up what he did last year. And it would make Brewer fans feel a whole lot better, right? That they've got some guy on the horizon here that, hey, I mean, Chris Hook and Henderson, they've done a great job with Quinn Priester. And, he dealt with this wrist thing. At first it was a wrist thing, and now thoracic syndrome, and maybe in the shoulder a little bit. They were concerned. We were talking with Murphy out in one of his briefings in Arizona. And he had said, well, it's a wrist thing, but there's no structural damage. They can't find any ligament thing. He's going to go see a specialist. Well, he sees the specialist, and as you said, he's going to be starting on the IL. It's probably better now that you just get it cleared up. If that takes a couple of months, if it's a 60-day, it wouldn't surprise me, because what a 60-day IL stint would do is it really makes the organization rest and not rush. So they can rest him and just get it done all together. And then mid-season to late season, that, is the possibility here. Maybe it's a little bit better than I'm saying. But if I cushion it, then I'll be happier if he returns sooner than that. But it's not going to surprise me if this is an extended IL stint.
Timmy, does this do anything to the other plans? I mean, we kind of assumed and thought that they would kind of slowly roll Woodruff into the plans and try to give him time. Does the Priester injury rush anything else because of now priorities and needing guys to step up earlier?
Oh, it's a great debate, Josh. It is, because now Do you push a little harder on something like Woody? And I guess is not. I mean, if I were to tell you Brandon Woodruff gets you 22 starts this year, as opposed to a normal frontline starter is going to get 30, 31 or so, 32 maybe. I don't know. I think I would take that 22 starts out of Woody. So that being said, now what? Now without Priester, without Woody, we've debated who's going to start opening day, and I would imagine it's probably going to be Mizorowski, but we'll see. It puts pressure here on these younger dudes. Now, Angel Serpa, or do you stretch out a DL Hall just in case? It puts pressure on a Chad Patrick. Is he for real? Kyle Harrison, my guy, that's my pick to click here this year. That might be the most steadying force on this entire rotation, guys. It's a little nervous time for me with that rotation solely because they're young. That doesn't mean some of these guys aren't going to step up and have good seasons. Nobody thought Quinn Priester would do what he did last year. So they need one of those guys to really be a rock in there. And I'm not saying a 2.12 ERA because there's very few of those, but someone that can come up with a 3.12 and just get the 30 starts or 29 starts. Kyle Harrison would be on the docket. And then finally here on this rotation, guys, Aaron Ashby. He threw 100 innings last year, and for a Penn guy, that's a lot of innings. That really is. Now, is he this quasi weapon that you can unleash in the 5th or 6th or in the 8th when your bullpen is taxed a little bit? Yeah. Again, the organization loves Aaron Ashby. Could he be, because of the injuries thrust into this? It still is a lot better than it was last year. Last year, it was decimation with the arms. This year, yeah, it's kind of we're kind of putting some Band-Aids over this thing, but there's a lot of options too.
Tim Allen joins us on Inside Wisconsin Sports. Timmy, are you paying attention to the World Baseball Classic? It was a debate earlier in the show. Do we care?
Yeah, well, I think it's more for splash value. You see these guys in the same lineup. And what's good for the Brewers is Bryce Terang on that stage. Mm-hmm. I just think it does sort of brand the Brewers, or at least get some national publicity. And hey, there's Bryce Terang. He's a Brewer. Oh, really? Oh, little Bryce Terang from little old Milwaukee. Well, let's see what he's. Ooh, wow. This dude's pretty good. It opened the eyes, I think. But to answer your question, yeah, I mean, I'm keeping an eye on it more so now once you get to the quarters.
Okay, but I'm going to debate you a little bit there, Tim. Are we sure that's a good thing for the whole world to start seeing what Bryce Terang can be?
Josh, why is that a bad thing?
Well, because we heard right away once Bryce Terang came back out of, who was it? One of the managers or a broadcaster saying, if I was a big league manager, I would be doing anything in my power to try to call the Brewers and get this guy on my team. And knowing that we live in small market Milwaukee and we deal with these type of problems, I was kind of okay with having a guy that could be an all-star flying under the radar.
Yes. No, I was going to say that, flying under the radar a little bit. Milwaukee, we all know it, has been known to be henpecked by bigger markets, bigger money. We all get that. But that team control, Josh, is something special. That has got to remain in baseball. It just does, unless they change and get to a salary cap and you make a little better or a little more fair playing field. But I see what you're saying, that it's exposing him as to how good he is. But I mean, for the most part, these other organizations, they know. I mean, they know. I'm just thinking, I love it when, and the first time I experienced this was 1987. Okay, so you had Team Streak. First time I experienced some national love for the Brewers. Obviously, they went to the World Series in 82. I get all that, and that is well advertised. Okay, but after that, 87, ESPN Sports Center was in their infancy, really. It was less than a decade old. when they were streaking, I remember turning on old Jones Intercable in Madison, Wisconsin when I was living there. And I turned on Sports Center, and that ball and glove logo was front and center. I mean, that was, I was like, yeah, there's my Brewers. I mean, they're getting love. That's to me, and we talked about this, I think, on Hot Stove the other day. Like, why is that important to you, Tim? I don't know. I want the nation to see Brewers baseball. I really do. I feel good about that. I just do. And I can't explain why. I just love national publicity in a positive way for the Brewers.
Can I say real quick that it took me way longer to admit that I never saw the M and the B in that logo.
Oh, no, Trevor.
Really?
Years, you guys.
Boy.
My entire childhood, never saw it.
It is such a beautiful logo. When you think about it, the ball glove, it just permeates baseball. And then on top of it, you're not alone though, Trevor. Every year on the post-game show, we get a couple callers per season that say, "What do you mean about the MB?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not out of the norm, but I get it. It's a beautiful logo. It really is.
Tim, throughout the week, we do a few different segments, a few different bits, and one of them on Wednesdays we do Would You Rather? And I asked Trevor, would you rather question that I wanted to ask you. Would you rather have Bryce Terang get that next big contract with the Brewers that keeps him here for a while, or have Jesus Madej get the Jackson Chourio contract? You can only have one.
Well, that's the versatility that this organization has right now. With those younger dudes, their versatility in that infield, especially middle infield, it just provides so many options. I would go Jesus Madej is a specimen, guys. It looks like he's a can't miss. Now again, people are going to say, "Well, why are you jinxing him?" Hey, if I had that much power, I wish I did. But if I have my choice, it's Madej. It's Madej,
Okay.
and I sign him to a Jackson Chourio type deal and just get him locked in now. Just don't even worry about it. He'll take the money. They may have already talked about that, guys. They may have. I think if they haven't, they're making a mistake. If they have, I think Madej's probably going to wait another year to see how things shake out. He still has to do some damage at the higher levels of the minor leagues, but look at that kid. I mean, you just need to watch him play. You see so many tools. Sign him, and then you can play around with some Luis Pena's, Jet Williams. Is Jet Williams forever in a Brewers uniform? Probably not. Bryce Terang is going to probably bear some decent money, guys. To your point, Josh, that's the thing. He would not take a Jackson Chourio deal right now. I don't think he would, Bryce Terang. Now, I could be wrong. It's where are we at with finances in pro sports when baseball players turn down a $22 million qualifying offer? How have we gotten to that point in any field where you turn it down? Now, I get on the other side, you get a bigger contract and et cetera, but Bryce Terang's going to, if this continues, I want to see another year out of Bryce Terang doing what he's doing now. He doesn't need to do more than he did last year. I just want to see it again, see if it's consistent.
Tim Allen joining us on Inside Wisconsin Sports. We're less than 2 weeks away from opening day. Other than the injuries and where we stand with guys like Priester and Badu, who's got a banged up quad, we learned yesterday, is there much that we can take out of spring training, Tim? Or is it just let's strap up the boots and do this thing for real?
Trevor, spring training stats and play only matters when you want it to.
Yeah.
I mean, so
that's right.
I just thought of that line this morning doing some reading. And Cactus League and wins and losses. I got into it with Murph a little bit out in Arizona. And my stance was, hey, man, winning is never bad. Why don't you just win these games? You know, they lose 1-0 last night. Now, if you're going to lose in Cactus League, that's the game to lose, a 1-0 game.
Because with 3 hits only, though.
But a lot of good can come out of that. You can point to some good. You know, these 12-10 games where it's, you know, a lot of minor leaguers just lighting up a pitcher that's going to start at Double-A. I mean, that's not impressive, but it matters when you want it to. I think maybe more importantly is the pitching side of things. That part of it, is it coming out of the hand okay? Do you feel good with a particular pitch you were working on? But I like winning, and the organizations will tell you, as I said, it only matters when you want it to. Garrett Mitchell, that matters. I think to Brewers fans, I think to the Brewers, those ABs matter right now for Garrett Mitchell. Does he feel comfortable? Is his timing on, etc.? Yeah, I just you know, there's some you can take out of it for sure.
I think the last thing, to Trevor's point of what we're taking away from spring training, Timmy, that I'm thinking about is there any chance that this is making it more difficult not having as much solidified going into the season? We talked about, and we say it in a positive light, about the bag of prospects and how the Brewers have so many guys, which is great because obviously we're already seeing that we need them, right, with the injuries that are happening. But you just talked about Garrett Mitchell. We've talked about some of these other guys that looked really good in spring training that maybe we weren't thinking about. We saw Tyler Black, who's went off, and now he's playing for Canada. Having those guys, is there some a negative light of that making it more difficult for this team to figure out and truly make a push and a decision on who they're going to have there to start the season?
Well, on the position player group side, Josh, that part of it's pretty rubber stamped right now. There's really not that many positions open, if any, when you think about it. Then think about the backup catcher. They signed Sanchez for a reason. They want Jefferson Caro to get more in the minor leagues. He still needs a bunch of ABs in the minor leagues. So your catcher, Contreras and Sanchez, that's pretty good. Your first base, Vaughn and Bowers, that's pretty good. Terang, second base, pretty good. Third base, Rengifo, you could make the argument that, well, let's hold the phone a little bit on that. I mean, he had a rough go the other day. And then Joey Ortiz, you're going to give him a shot. Joey Ortiz, you get a couple of months before the Brewers either pull a plug or platoon or whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
But you get the defense out of him, you know, right out of the chute. Outfield is set. Churio, Mitchell, Frelick. Your depth is going to be Yelich, Bowers, and Perkins. I mean, that position player group, I'm going to war with those guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, the pitching side, we can talk. Bullpen, you're kind of set there a little bit, although we're going to see some back and forth. If Serpa doesn't make the rotation, then is he a bullpen guy? Is the Hall going to be stretched out? Is Easton McGee going to get fly and build up the frequent flyer miles? I mean, there's going to be some movement in the bullpen. Position player group, I'm so excited to see these guys run it back again. It's just such a cool brand of baseball. And I don't know if I can connect the dots to this, Trevor. Maybe you can, but it's sort of this Wisconsin brand of baseball in a weird way. It's just go get them and hard on the sleeve and diving here, crashing into walls there, hit and run, stealing a base. It's pinball players just knocking it into a gap. I love that form of baseball, and I think it matches Wisconsin residents. I do.
It's Harvey Wallbangers, man. I mean, that's what all of this is built upon. It's Gorman Thomas running through the outfield wall. It's guys like Gumby and Yount and Molitor and just everything that those teams brought to us in terms of the style and play and brand of baseball that we love.
But just not as much thump or slug, because those guys had, those guys could hit home runs.
Yeah, they had pop.
They did, but the brand of baseball outside of the slug, man, you're right on. That's what we love. We love a player to go all out. That's what we want. I think that's what we want out of the Green Bay Packers. I think that's what we want out of the Bucks. I think just for some reason we love those stories we just do those. Sal Frelick, busting into the right field wall, trying to grab a foul ball with 2 on and 2 out and get out of the inning. And we praise those guys for that. That's our type of players. Would we want a little more success? That you'd have to define. I don't know you guys' definition of success, both you and Josh, or our audience today. I don't know where you guys define success. So you can say, is it World Series or bust all the time? Is success a playoff appearance? Either sport, any sport. Is success a winning record? Is success, getting into the playoffs? Is it going deep? Is it, you'd have to tell me, and then we could debate on the definition. But the brand of baseball, gosh darn it, this is going to be another great summer.
Tim Allen, Inside Wisconsin Sports. We appreciate you jumping on as a guest, and we also appreciate you jumping on as a co-host next week.
I'm going to be with Josh.
I can't wait, buddy.
Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, we've never done a show together, Josh. I'm looking forward to it.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll remind you of that when your alarm goes off at 4 a.m. Super
I know
awesome.
that. I know
Tim,
that. Hey,
we appreciate
napping
you,
is good for you. I just read an article.
Send me that one. I need it.
Yeah, you might want to look that one up. We'll go over it on Monday.
Yeah,
There we go.
sleeping is good for you too.
Yeah.
Yes.
See you,
Thanks, Tim.
Tim Allen, the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. Out with baseball, in with a blizzard. Good Lord. We'll check in with Luke Sampe next, our favorite meteorologist, on what to expect and how much, I suppose, and what's clickbait and what's not. What's the crap? What's crap? He'll tell us. Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Joining us now on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. Our favorite meteorologist, although this weekend, I don't think you're going to be many people's favorites. Luke Sampe.
Why is that?
Well, it's your fault, obviously. I mean, we're going to get 2 feet of snow.
Well, hold on a second. Who's going to get 2 feet of snow?
First? Yeah, all right. That's what we're going to talk about. Yeah, definitely not me.
Sure.
I'm leaving today. Peace out.
Where are you going?
Gatlinburg, Tennessee with the fam and some friends, man. Spring break.
Oh, yeah. It ain't going to snow down there.
Actually, it's supposed to. There's a high of 29 one day. That's crap. All right, back to the snow.
Yeah, no one feels bad.
We know how much you love the clickbait BS, right? And so that's why we ask you to come on to look at the weather this weekend with us. And you might still, Luke, not feel comfortable giving us a snow total. I know there's going to be compression, right? You're going to talk about that because it's heavy, wet snow, and we're really not going to know. However,
compression or depression?
Both. How about both? Yep. And for the first time, you actually brought up that if more than 17 inches fall here in Green Bay, it's going to be like the second biggest snowfall of all time or something like that. So my point here, and you would agree with this, Luke, long question, it could be dangerous, and you know that that's truly why your job exists today in a world full of technology is what's the truth?
Well, right. I mean, we're here to try to provide some reason because, this whole thing blew up earlier this week with these stock weather apps on your phone. And, you can click on a day and it'll tell you. And I think I just clicked on mine. It still says, Green Bay is going to get somewhere, north of 17 to 21 inches or something like that. And that stuff takes off, that gets ingrained in people's minds, and when that doesn't happen, then we're wrong. The whole system's wrong, and frankly, that's why those apps suck, because they're just not that accurate. They update every 3 hours, and it's just model data being regurgitated out to the public. Zero forecasting experience. Hey, I got burned on this a couple years ago. Maybe we should not go with that type of attitude. I'm not trying to say I'm the best because, man, I've had my flops. I'll tell you that. But
I love when I can call you out on them too.
I tried. Well, I know that, Josh. That's your MO. But what I'm trying to say is I try to take those failures and maybe put it into a better product in the future. You know what I'm saying?
So, Luke, obviously from those type of apps and graphics and things that have been shared, it looks like the Green Bay, Fox Valley area is going to get hit the hardest. Can you kind of break down though for the state and our listening areas what to expect? Because in Milwaukee, we're not supposed to get 2 feet, right? That's not what I'm seeing.
No, and even here in Green Bay in the Valley, we're not going to get 2 feet. I mean, that was hard. Okay, so Trevor, you just mentioned, if we get, 17 inches, that's going to be a top whatever snowfall. Yeah, if we get 17 and a half inches of accumulation, that takes you into the top 5 snowfalls of all time. It's really, really hard to get above 15 inches of snow here in Northeast Wisconsin. It's only happened a handful of times. We all remember 2018, that massive storm that brought 24.2. That's sitting at number 2 all time. You got to go back into like the late 1880s to find 29 inches for a snow event to be at number 1. And then something of note, though, like 3 of our top 5 snows have occurred in March. So it's not unheard of. It's not, something that can't happen. It's very rare. And so for that system that's coming in here for the weekend, for that to deliver that amount of snow, it needs to take a certain track. And frankly, guys, what's happened even since yesterday to when I'm talking to you right now is that track is nudging north. That means central Wisconsin and into far northeast Wisconsin. That's where that heavy snow axis is setting up. And could there be some 20-plus inch amounts up there? Absolutely. Green Bay in the Valley is trending more to a mixed type of precipitation, meaning, we could have sleet, ice pellets, snow mixing together. That doesn't accumulate as great as big fat snowflakes do. So that's why these amounts get cut down whenever we have a mixed type of event. When I say mixed event, I mean all types of precipitation. So the farther south you go, the less snow you will get. It looks like this starts around 9 p.m. Saturday with mainly snow. So we'll get a quick burst of snow. And then that goes to a mix overnight. And then, southern Wisconsin, hardly anything Saturday night, probably maybe even some rain. Then 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Sunday, mainly sleet, ice pellets, and snow for Green Bay and the Fox River Valley down through Fond du Lac. If you're listening to us right now in Madison over to Milwaukee, that's probably going to be more of a rain or rainy mix, meaning you could get some rain with some sleet mixed in. And then
when we're talking about this much snow, Luke, real quick, can I jump in?
Yeah.
What are the dangers? What are the dangers with that? I mean, when we have over a foot of snow, whether it's just north of here or just south of here, there are things that people need to be aware of with their homes. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, if you get 2 feet of snow on your roof, that's an issue, especially if it's wet, heavy stuff. The massive. You don't think about it, but take just one shovel load of wet, heavy snow. That sucks.
Right.
Now put that across the area of your entire roof, so you could have issues there. Obviously, with wind and this building up on our power grid, especially up north, where if a squirrel farts, you get power outage up in there in the Northwoods. I know that because I lived up there. That can be an issue, and obviously, if you're without power for a couple days in these temperatures, that is not good. So yeah, there's a serious impact there, no matter how much snow you get, and it's going to be a travel impact. I'm getting a lot of questions on, hey, I've got a daughter that's playing volleyball in Milwaukee. Should we be leaving when? Those types of questions. You're going to want to pay close attention, especially the farther north you go in the state.
So, I wanted you to finish up. So you were saying there as you go more south, and also, so when you said like that rainy, what'd you say? The wording? I don't want to. The rainy, sleety,
like a rainy mix. So it's primarily rain, but you'll get sleet and ice pellets mixed in there. That's kind of what the southern part of the state. I'm talking to Milwaukee and Madison right now. That's what you should anticipate really at this point for much of during the day on Sunday.
So then people have been chiming in and saying, though, that, well, listen, the ground has gotten warmer. No one's thinking about that. But driving conditions and just the temperatures are going down, though. So overnight, do we have to worry about freezing?
So
driving conditions?
To kind of put a bow on this event, then what's going to happen is we're going to get a turnover everywhere to all snow again Sunday night into Monday. And that's when like Milwaukee, Madison will probably pick up the bulk of their accumulation. If you don't get something right at the onset of the event, you're probably going to have to wait until Sunday night into Monday. And we'll get that transition a little earlier here, obviously, the farther north you go. So, if you just right now, based on what we see, probably, in that 1 foot range for Green Bay and the Fox cities. If you go down into Fond du Lac area, probably closer to 6 to 8, Madison, Milwaukee, by the time this is wrapped up, is probably going to be on that order of 3 to 6. Now, that's what we're seeing right now. And you travel north, you go into Wausau, you go into Stevens Point, you go into Rhinelander, over east, then into my favorite corridor up there on 41. You get into Pound, you get into Beaver and Spread Eagle, right? I mean, and those are legit towns, guys. Get your mind out of the gutter. Those are legit towns.
Oh, it wasn't there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it was there.
Well, it's right by Wasaki and Crivets. You'll know. There now, that's where that heavy snow axe is setting up, and that's where you could get some of these crazy amounts.
What's crazy in today's world of all of these forecasts, Luke, because that's why we come to you at Luke Sampe on Twitter. We know these things drive you nuts. So what should people believe? Because I know you do too. I hate the clickbait crap. I hate the chaos. I hate the snowmageddon. Don't. Like, come on, guys. It's Wisconsin.
Well, it seems like this communication enterprise never learns its lesson. And so we flop out numbers, 60, 72 hours ahead of time. And without fail, just like now, things are going to change because, frankly, we don't know what's going to happen with the storm track until we're about 48 hours out, and sometimes even 36 hours out before we have a high degree of confidence on the storm track. Right now, it's showing this low tracking right into southern Wisconsin, right on top of Wind Point and Racine and Kenosha counties, right in that area. So that is not a heavy snow track for Green Bay in the Valley, but it is for the Northwoods. If that shifts south over towards Chicago, south of Chicago, now we're in business, and it has to even drift a little farther south for Madison, Milwaukee to get hit. So it's all about knowing what to do and when to call it. Sure, model data is out there and you can share it, and guess what? It's probably not going to be accurate that far out. The problem is I always hold back. I try to stay 48 hours ahead of event before we issue numbers, and even then we're likely tweaking like we are today. And it's just a fact of forecasting. I want to put this little disclaimer out there. if a meteorologist adjusts a forecast based on new data, that doesn't mean that said meteorologist is wrong. They're just doing their job. Be nice to your local meteorologist. We don't need, oh, you're lying to us. No, we're not lying to you. We're just trying to tell you what's going to happen to the best of our ability.
Hey, Luke, we discussed earlier in the show on a Top 5 Friday, our top 5 sports movies of all time. And Ziggy, a listener on the Nicolay Law Fan Talking Text line, said, hey, ask Luke, what are his top 5 weather movies? Do you have that list? Oh, of course.
Are there? Well, okay, you got Twister 1 and 2. Okay, that we can go.
Yeah.
Twister 2 is better.
I would say obviously Twister, the original. That's the mark. That has to be the mark.
See, there's some debate.
What was the name of that movie about that took
Wizard of Oz?
Huh? Well, yeah,
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz is in there, but
the day after tomorrow.
The
was
day
one
after
where like
tomorrow,
everything froze over.
There's one about like some big nor'easter storm that takes down some fishing boat. And I think the captain was a female. Gosh, it's escaping me. That's a good one.
Into the
Perfect
Storm.
The Perfect Storm.
Oh,
The
Perfect Storm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so we're up to 4 weather-related movies.
And then Sharknado. Boom.
Sharknado. There we go. I'll put Sharknado in there probably at number 3.
Luke Sampe, follow him on Twitter for as much weather information as you will possibly need. Thanks for jumping on, bud. This is the public service announcement time of Inside Wisconsin Sports. We appreciate you.
Hey, enjoy Gatlinburg. Behave. Stay out of that Tennessee whiskey.
He won't.
I'll take the under on that.
Yeah. Thanks, Luke.
Inside Wisconsin Sports guest hotline here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all.
One thing we should also mention, if people were unaware or didn't see it, the event happening in honor of Bob Harlan that was supposed to take place this coming week. Was it Sunday?
Yeah, it was
or Monday?
supposed to be Monday. They postponed it for a week.
They moved it a week because of the weather. So if you were planning to go, or if maybe you threw it off your calendar because you knew you weren't going to be there, they postponed it a week. So, remark it on your calendars.
I did the most Trevor thing ever yesterday. I went to buy a portable Blackstone grill for the spring break road trip and bought a vehicle instead.
Incredible.
It's stupid. I'll tell you that story next as we wrap up and cross over with our friends from 9 to noon with John Kuhn and Rami Makloff here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Those studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It's Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh. Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh and Rami Makloff from 9 to noon with John Kuhn. And Rami Makloff joins us now to cross over. So, Rami, I did the most Trevor thing ever yesterday. I have a bit of the ADHD.
Okay.
That I don't take medication for. I just try to power through.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes, though, I wish.
Is that the best course, Trevor?
No, I don't doubt it.
His morning co-host would disagree.
Have you talked with your doctor about this?
You know what? That's what makes me fun.
Sure it does, bud.
I don't think we want to go. Yeah, okay, never mind. So yesterday I went to Ace Hardware, in De Pere, to buy what I was hoping to find was a portable Blackstone to take on this road trip that we're doing for spring break.
Love that.
And I drive a Jeep Wrangler. My wife drives a Buick Enclave. Both of those vehicles have over 140,000 and 230,000 miles.
Wow, you must take good care of your cars.
We do. We take very good care of our vehicles. So I walk into this hardware store. I don't see what I want. Now, pause. My family and I are in the market for a used vehicle that is less than 20 grand because our oldest son is getting his license next month.
Oh, nice. That's a big
and
moment.
so, and we want him to drive the vehicle that he's been driving all of the last year, which is my wife's Buick. And so we've been looking at all sorts of different vehicles. And let's be real, and this is not, to each their own. But if you want to go and spend that type of money on a brand new vehicle, do you? That's not in the cards for my family and I. So we've been looking for the best vehicle we can buy for that $15,000 range. And I walk out of this hardware store and I look right and I see a silver GMC Yukon Denali XL.
Nice.
And it checks all of the boxes.
Okay.
And I'm like, crap.
Did you buy a car on the spot, Trevor? Is that what you're about to tell me? Is you went to Ace Hardware to get a hammer and you left with a Yukon Denali? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. I mean, wouldn't it be nice to be able to just see a car? You know what? A Denali XL checks all the boxes for me too. I still can't go pick one up.
I mean, in the price range, though, right, Trevor? In the price range,
absolutely.
Okay,
yeah. So I mean, now in my defense, I did all the things I was supposed to do. I went and had the conversation.
You got the Carfax?
Yep.
Okay.
I took it for a test drive. I let Amanda. I went to our house. Amanda drove it. We knew that it had an inspection done by people we trust in town. I took it to another mechanic who does all of our work now, and he looked it through. Everybody was on the same page. This is a good decision.
Yeah, I don't.
So what's the problem?
What's your problem? You seem to have a problem with it. You're over here like, it must be nice. I mean, he budgeted for it. He saw a car that fit his budget.
But see, so here's the thing. If you're already going through those steps, Trevor, you're not giving yourself enough credit. This isn't an ADD moment. You were already planning on buying a car. It just so happened.
No, it is.
That you saw
like an impulse buy. An impulse buy is usually like the candy bar at the register.
But he didn't. It's not like
you didn't buy XL.
You didn't. Did you buy the car? It's not. Did you buy the car in the parking lot of the Ace Hardware? Like,
yeah. Yep.
Okay, yes. Hold on. Okay, time out 30 seconds. Hold on. Let's take one step back. So you didn't see someone else's car and go, that's the perfect car. We should go buy one of those. You saw a used car that someone had posted up
then went through
in the dealership.
But then went through due diligence. You went through due diligence.
But it was that car.
Yeah.
In the parking lot.
No. Guys, it was literally that car. I walked out of this hardware store and there was a vehicle for sale in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I went, well, didn't find my Blackstone, but hell, let's buy a vehicle.
Yeah, that one looks nice. Hey, I feel like that's a guy thing. Like if you look at the mental checklist in your head and you just spend time and failed at checking off one of those things, there's nothing better than seeing an opportunity to check a different box off that you weren't planning on doing. That's exactly, you went, can't believe they didn't have the Blackstone.
I do think that
that's kind of a nice car.
And I'm not saying,
hey, we do need a car.
I'm not saying,
I bet we could get that car. That's what happened.
I'm not saying one is worse or better than the other, but this really is the difference between men and women. Like men see something they want and they grab it. Women are they spend a little more time thinking about it and contemplating. And had you done that, Trevor, the car might have been sold to somebody else by the time you did that.
What did you read?
920. The 920. Guy yells at his kid on air for buying a cookie. Later that day, buys a brand new car. He literally got mad at his kid for spending too much money that they give him for hot lunch. Called him out on air and said, "What's with you buying all these cookies?" On air, calls him out. And then when going to the hardware store, buys a car.
You know what? I'm going to defend the kid now.
Absolutely. You ever heard of the song Cats in the Cradle?
Oh.
He's growing up to be just like you, Trevor.
Yeah, that cookie is his car, Trevor.
That's
that
right.
cookie is his car. He saw something he wanted. It was the right price, and he had the money, and damn it, he bought it.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad,
Yeah,
I'm
guess
just,
whose
I'm
money
just
it
like
was.
you, Dad.
That's my problem.
I'm just like you.
You gave him money for lunch. Cookie is part of lunch.
No,
Cookie
we have
is
rules.
part of lunch.
I followed all the rules yesterday with this vehicle. I followed all of them. And by the way, the prerequisites were Amanda would love heated seats and a third row.
Okay.
The bonus, a moonroof, and a heated steering wheel. That's it.
Okay.
There's no other bells and whistles we were looking for. We just have never had the vehicle that, listen, we're large mammals, Rami. Like, we needed a vehicle to fit all of us. My boys are not small.
The whole Trevor family. I forgot what your actual last name is. You told us last week, but the whole
Yeah.
the whole Trevor.
That's why I go by Thomas. Thank you.
The whole Trevor family. They got dad's size. Is that what you're telling me? They got dad's height. Okay. Yeah. You need a big car. You need a big
my
car.
My oldest boy is 6'1", 240, benches 225, and
Nice.
he's 15 years old. Like,
Nice.
he's an animal.
And eats cookies.
He needs that
Yeah.
cookie. Yeah, he needs that cookie. Get off the kid's back. I'm
Good for
gonna
him.
tell people, get off your back. You get off the kid's back, Trevor. You get off that kid's back. Buy him another cookie, as a matter of fact,
There you go.
to make up for it.
I like that.
What are we looking forward to today on 9 to noon with Kuhn and Rami?
It's a guest-free Friday, so that means plenty of time for Nooners to call in at 414-677-1250. We're going to sort of assess the Packers' week in free agency, see where this roster is at right now, sort of round up the rest of NFL free agency. We'll talk about the Bucks and where they're at and where we want them to be when the season is over. That's coming up in the 10 o'clock hour, and then get folks ready for the World Baseball Classic, which enters the quarterfinal round tonight with Team USA taking on Team Canada.
Josh and I talked. Are you paying attention to the WBC as a fan?
I am. And
Why?
Because he loves America.
I love
Huge patriot.
I love America, and I love baseball. And there is a part of me that is like, I'm a little sketched out about the whole thing. These guys risking injury before they go, because I still like Major League Baseball more important to me than the World Baseball Classic, as much as I do love America. So I am that part of it worries me a little bit, that guys are risking injury out here before the season even starts and putting miles on their legs, and especially the pitchers and their arms. But I love baseball, and this is high level competitive baseball. Like, you look at the 8 teams that are left in this tournament and go and just with a fine tooth comb through their rosters, and it's like 8 all-star teams. It's like 8 Major League Baseball all-star teams. And that's fun. That's enjoyable to me.
Love it. All right, stay tuned. 9 to noon with John Kuhn, Rami Makloff. They're up next. Our thanks to Luke Sampe and Tim Allen for joining us on a not guest-free Friday on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. No, it's not my first time in Gatlinburg to the 414. This will be year 3 in a row. We love the mountains. I, personally, will talk to you guys in a week. I'm not checking email. I'm not responding. Peace out, y'all.
Sounds good. Have fun, buddy. To the rest of you, tune in on Monday, because we're not done yet.